Hello, my friends. It's the Crypto Lunatic, and today I bring you an update to bring you into the wonderful world of DePIN. And what is that? It means decentralized physical infrastructure networks. And this is the bridge between the blockchain and the real world. And I'm going to showcase a project called XYO. I discovered it today while I've been doing a bit of degen researching, and I'm not invested in this coin or paid by XYO to talk about this. I've just found it. So I'm here bringing you my objective view for whatever that's worth. You can make your own decisions, my friends, make your own decisions. So let's talk about DePIN or decentralized physical infrastructure networks. What does XYO do? Let's cut through all of the nonsense and tell you what it does. It tracks things. It tracks things. Just imagine you've sent a parcel and you can track it. You can track it all the way from the other side of the world should you wish. You can track things with this. You can find out where they are. Find out where they are, and that's what it's all about. So that is DePIN and XYO very simply put, but obviously it's a little bit more complicated than that. So let's have a little journey into it. Let's first discuss what it is. So all over the world, people can earn XYO tokens by becoming sort of nodes or positions to track physical things. So imagine if your phone is you're part of a network and you track things. You can track things so you can work out whether it's here or not. And imagine that someone's going to give you their token for just switching your phone on and tracking things for them. That's how people earn XYO tokens. So obviously a project like this is massively ambitious because needs a lot of infrastructure. It needs a lot of working to set the infrastructure out, and we need to really bear this in mind with a project like XYO. So they are going to track things for you. That's what they do. They're going to find out where they are. And just imagine that you could put trackers in things like your keys or your wallet to use the blockchain to find out where it is. Although I'm not sure you'd want the blockchain knowing where your wallet is or your keys for everybody to see. But that's another conversation for another day. But anyway, that is the wonderful world of DePIN and XYO. So let me take you on a journey. So here is XYO. We can see that it was released back in 2018 for 0.004. So it's a bit cheaper then, obviously, but then it had a little bit of a dip down. It's had a rough time. Now, with a project like this, they're going to have to set up their network. So it's ambitious. It's ambitious. It did go up at the last bull cycle, and you can see it reached 0.07, which is okay. That's none too shabby there. And it's been a bit dead, as with most cryptos, until the bull cycle started back here. And so it's pumped up to 0.02, and now it's retraced a little bit. Retraced, and now it's showing signs of a recovery. So again, this is definitely not investment advice. I'm not recommending this coin. I'm just highlighting things that not many people talk about. Now, this is really relevant, my friends. The Coinbase exchange is already listed on. That's a big thing. That's a really big thing. That it's on Coinbase gives it a lot of validity, and you would expect some sort of pump. You would expect it to do better than the average coin that it's made it onto Coinbase. And that in and of itself is fairly significant. So let's go to the contract. Let's check the token contract here. And what we see is that there are 92,000 holders. Now, that's quite a lot for a relatively small cap crypto coin. 92,000 holders. And if we look at the holders, we see that the highest holding is just under 5%, which means there's no whale sitting on a huge amount, which is always something that we do look for. So whether that's good or bad, I'll let you decide. I think that's reasonable. It's not brilliant, but it's not bad either. So we go to their X account. We have a little look. Are they active? We see that there's 162,000 followers. That's none too shabby. And we also see an update from the 15th of April, which is 10 days earlier from when this video is recorded. And here they are, look, launching their own layer one. Now, this is big news. They're launching their own blockchain to facilitate what they're doing. So they've obviously been building, 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 building. And this is a relatively new release, especially when we look underneath and see their previous tweet was from last year. And the one after that was from 2018. So even though there's one from 2023. So they've been a bit absent until 10 days ago on social media. Here's an article from last year showing that they've got over 400,000 people using it or setting themselves up as data nodes in Africa. So obviously, this is a far-reaching project that is getting some sort of attention, or it certainly was back then. So let's go to the website. And of course, the data verification DEPIN, which means nothing to anyone outside of crypto. It means absolutely nothing. But what we know it means is that they are the bridge between the real world and the blockchain, and they track things. That's what it means, folks. That's what it means. You know, you can go through all the techno babble on their website, but here's what you need to know. There's 8 million nodes installed. They've paid out 10 million to people that have nodes in their network. 5 billion tokens have been earned, and they're in 150 countries. Now, that's none too shabby, folks, considering they've had to build out their whole network. So it shows that there's traction behind this. Shows that there's traction behind it. So we next go to crypto rank, and we do my favorite thing. We find out on the token sale here. Let's find out what the early stage investors got in at. And they got in at 2018. They got in at 0.0072, which shows a 2.37% return on their investment, or an ROI of 137%, which on a project that's been going since 2018, it doesn't look like it's made much progress. But let's put this in perspective. They've had to build out their entire infrastructure and get in 150 countries so that they can track all the physical goods as they move around. So this was always an ambitious one. This was always going to be an ambitious crypto play. Let's go to our friend ChatGPT and ask it, please summarize the XYO strengths and weaknesses in bullet points. So here we go. So its core strength is its trustless and verifiable geospatial data. Now, what that means with trustless is that it's immutable, that because it's on the blockchain, it is what it is. There's no lying. You cannot lie to the blockchain. So transparency and security, it's got proof of location, it's privacy focused, a scalable network, using validators across chains. So, and versatile use cases. So it is using supply chain tracking. So for anyone involved in supply chain, this is a very interesting thing. So asset management, insurance, autonomous vehicles, and the Internet of Things devices compatible with the IoT or Internet of Things here. So, and of course, network incentives for people using it. So the weaknesses, they're in a very niche market and they're up against Chainlink and Helium, which are bigger players in the space. So that's a risk. Dependency on external devices, obviously. So their ability to track physical items like keys or wallets requires external location tracking devices. So you need to track things on there to keep track of things that you want to be tracked. Limited network coverage, sentinels and bridges. That just means phones and scanning devices to get them to bridge the physical position of things onto the blockchain. And scalability concerns. Obviously, it's an ambitious project. It's got market competition, as we've already mentioned. Let's have a look. So there you go. I mean, look, I'm not going to read them all out to you. There are definitely risks involved in this one because it's an ambitious project. And the conclusion from ChatGPT is XYO strengths lie in its innovative approach to decentralized location verification. Privacy features and potential for use in industries needing transparent and trustless location data. However, its niche positioning, dependence on external tracking devices, and competition from larger, more established players are significant challenges that it needs to overcome and achieve broader adoption. So there you go, my friends. There is a balanced view, I believe, on XYO. I'm not recommending it or not. I just find the area of DEPIN fascinating. And this is a lower cap project for you little. This isn't quite degen. It's not quite degen. Our degen portfolio is like under 20 million market cap. This is over 10 times that. So this is way beyond a degen project, but it's still early enough to represent a relatively high risk and potentially explosive potential if they can get the traction that they need. So there you go, my friends. And if you want more of these little updates, then by all means, subscribe to the channel, show it a bit of love. And if you want another one of my little updates, you will find it just there.